Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, we got Front Row Bill in the house. How you doing this evening, sir?
Doing good, J-Bone. It's been a whole 2 days since the last tandem of TNI that we were out on with the NXTNA show. So great to be back on the Thursday with the flagship. Hopefully some of you have joined us multiple times this week.
Yes. We had the Tuesday show. Jesus. Show. Long day, folks. Long day. With the NXT TNA rundown. So if you're inclined to join us on that, it's a little bit of, whatever happens on NXT, but we strictly cover the TNA portion of it. We don't do a full NXT episode review. So if that changes your mind, you want to join us for that, please do on Tuesday nights following NXT. And then Wednesday, as always, the UK boys, Bison and everyone, and they are celebrating their 200th episode next week, Bill.
It's a big one.
I tell you, I've been doing this for a long time now, and I kind of help jumpstart them. And I'm not taking like bragging rights for anything, but I did help them, and then they started doing things on their own. So I'm so proud of them. I've seen a million shows come and go, and I was like, well, hey, I don't know how long these guys are going to last. I didn't want to assume anything, but they have stuck it out through thick and thin and everything, and they are still going, and I'm so proud of them. So please give those boys some love next week. Send them a message, join them live on the show, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, 200th episode. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
Anyone could show up.
You might even get some of us guys showing up for part.
You never know.
Who knows? Jeez. Bone Man, Front Row Bill, maybe, who knows? Maybe the Hardys. No, probably not.
Maybe Elvis. You never know.
Okay. We're going down that rabbit hole already. All righty then. Good old Elvis. Elvis Pelvis. All right.
Maybe one of the flying Elvises. So
the flying Elvises. Sanjay Dutt. How about Sanjay Dutt? A good Sanjay Dutt, maybe?
Well, how about these tips in the chat from the TNI fam? Frickin' Punk.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for the super sticker. And I just saw representing Team Twitch in the house.
Yes.
Rayline, always dependable there. Much appreciated.
Always. So, this is where we're covering tonight is the Fallout show from Victory Road. And if you guys missed our review from that, same night that it was on Friday night? Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night.
If you guys missed that, then please go
Friday
check
the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Yes, it was, wasn't it?
It was a little spooky.
There's a lot of crazy stuff happening this week. A lot of full moons I've saw this week. Wow. I know there's always just one official full moon, but there's a few nights in a row where it looks full.
I hear Jay was the master of the full moon in his youth.
Oh man, whenever there was a full moon, I was out and about and just looking for a good time,
Jiminy Christmas.
That's right. There he is. Full mullet and all. Yes. All right. Well, yeah, let's cover some news first, and then we could dive into the review. How's that sound?
A little news for the TNI fam.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, the one, the only, the most professional,
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
I always get the mix of like the music and it sounds like Kermit the Frog is high in the studio with us. It sounds great. Barry Monkey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. How you doing? Another full moon. There's only one full moon in professional wrestling that I regret seeing to this day. I am still in counseling overseeing Ric Flair's naked ass in that pay-per-view versus Randy Orton. I was there for that one. That was terrifying.
You've been
not
scarred.
only was it terrifying, I mean, I was up in the crowd. So you're like, oh, well, what are you talking about? You know, he's like way away from where you're sitting. So how could it be that bad? Why? Because it was up on the big screen. So all you saw was giant Ric Flair's ass across the big Titantron.
You got hair on your booty cheeks?
Oh. No, but he did have some wrinkles that have scarred me to this day.
That hurts.
It's horrible, Bill. It's horrible.
In my ass.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure it was like, oh my God. It was like Taboo Tuesday or something. It was one of those. It was a real rare one, I think. And that pay-per-view, debuted in Milwaukee.
Oh.
And it was on a Tuesday of all things. So weird.
Crazy for a Taboo Tuesday to happen.
So weird. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, this Tuesday shit ain't working. We're going to do this on Sundays. So, but nonetheless, that was wild. I mean, that was back in the age of the early age of voting online and such. That was really something. All right. Anyways, news. Are we going to talk? Yeah, we're talking some news. Let's talk about who is going to debut next week, Bill. Who is debuting next week?
Oh, we got the official. We've been seeing the vignettes, but we do have the official announcement debuting next week on Impact. Will be, and I don't know the exact pronunciation yet, so bear with me. But I'm thinking Lai Ying Lee, but Lai Ying Lee is debuting next week on Impact.
That is very exciting. Yeah. You know, we're going into Bound for Glory season here. So it's
history will be made.
History will be made. You know, we don't know where all the what's going to happen going into the last part of the year with the knockouts.
Lay, there you go. Mayor saying pronounce Lay.
It is Lay. Okay. And here I was.
Yeah, it was either going Lay or Lie. So I was not sure of the correct one.
Trying to find the visual here, but my computer is just
there you go.
Brain farting like crazy tonight. Horrible. Not happening.
So Lei Ying Lee next week. Check it out.
Next week. Can't wait. We got some we also got some, we'll talk about this more in the review, but we got some new faces, you know, versus the knockouts this week. That was nice to see some young gals from NXT.
Yes.
We got the return from Saints and Sinners.
Yes.
And they did
a few loops.
If you wanna, and I'm probably gonna do this too, because I gotta, you know, if I'm preaching about something, I need to follow my own advice. go check out some of the Explosion episodes because they were on some of those. They came in around June.
They were featured heavily, on
Yeah.
Explosion.
Yeah. What else is going on? If you guys missed it, a lot happened on, and we'll just briefly go over this, just some of the highlights here. If you missed it on Tuesday, what we were talking about with the NXT TNA stuff happening, we got Rosemary teaming up with Wendy Chu. That was a fun match.
Yeah.
We also got Hammerstone facing Tony D'Angelo, which really ended weird. Hammerstone actually beat him in a countout, which is probably my most unfavorite way to end a match. But hey, a win's a win, right? And we also got Zachary Wentz challenging Wes Lee to a street fight at an upcoming NXT event, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Chicago event, the debut on CW, the first. So 2 weeks away from that. And trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, here we go. Here's something interesting. For the upcoming dates for TNA returning to Spartanburg, South Carolina. Jeff and Matt Hardy are going to be doing a Spartanburg media tour on Tuesday, September 24th and Wednesday, September 25th. And if you want to know the details of that, you can check out the article in TNA Wrestling in the news section and see what they're all doing. Uh-oh, what did you send me?
Oh no, that's for later. That's not. So don't worry about that. I just want to. No need for that now. That's.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Concerning one of our favorite guests.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm like, who's popping in the DMs? All right. What else we got, Bill? You got anything?
News-wise, well, I know they did announce a match that you're speaking about, Spartanburg, that there is an advertised match between Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona in a pick your poison match.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. See, those guys, honestly, I think they came in together around the same time or pretty close to the same time. So they ran up and down the highways together for years. And to see them have some kind of special match on TNA stage, I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was great seeing Matt Cardona on this episode, too. We'll get to that later. Got to say that. Glad to see he's healthy. Speaking of healthy, Mr. Coach Keith in the chat, not doing so well. We hope you feel better soon, brother.
Definitely.
And we also wish...
Yes.
We also wish our own Lady Satan of TNI, Miss Alisha. Hope she gets better soon. She's on the mend. So hopefully next week.
Anticipating a return next week.
I think it'll be next week.
Card subject to change, but
This is true. Anything else? Do we want to talk about this. Okay, so this taping, this is from the day after Victory Road, right, Bill?
Yes, still in San Antonio.
Can we talk about this audience?
What an audience, J-Bo.
Oh my God, Bill. I mean, I thought the audience for Victory Road was amazing. And I'm like, okay, it's probably not going to be as much, but man, I mean, it was pretty comparable.
Yeah, no.
These people turned out.
Yes, yeah, no. They just filled a little less on the edges of bleachers, but like the pretty much the floor was about the same. So yeah, not a huge decrease that you sometimes see the day after a live show. So no, I thought the San Antonio crowd definitely showed up and showed out. And like I said before, I think this definitely was a test run for an even bigger show next year. So I think all the questions have been answered, and you can easily anticipate, like I'll call it right now, next year, San Antonio is getting Slammiversary or BFG.
Oh, yeah.
I'm locking it. Regis, it's my final answer.
Not be surprised. You're locking it in. You ain't phoning a friend either. He's just locking it in. Do we have? Oh, we do have an updated roster page.
It is. The roster page. I almost feel like shows like ours and the fandom that wants them to update it so much got somebody to like go, all right, I'm just cleaning this up because I'm tired of hearing about it. Because does it have much of an effect on anything? Not really, the roster page, but you can always talk about it.
Yeah. Like Sue Young is finally gone.
Yeah, and we know she's now injured long term. So and she has a GoFundMe now from an injury during a match. So definitely help Sue out as well. Maybe we'll still see her down the road, but it seemed like the right time. And obviously, one of my personal faves of the show, Big Joe Doring, who we know obviously we're still wishing him the best in his battle with cancer. So that like returning to wrestling, that's the last thing, kind of the focus on right now. Just beating that and getting healthy again. So same thing. And I think there might still be a page out there for Joe as well. I'm sure. That's not getting any easier to treat. So, but yes, there was quite a few changes today. The old roster page.
So it's updated. It's nice to see. There were still some big question marks out there, and of course, I believe
Giselle Shaw's off of it now, which we kind of knew was coming. But sometimes stuff's not that quick or reflected. But no, a lot of changes there, and I know there's some other comings and goings of former talent and stuff at different places, like in another Maple Leaf Pro announcement. Someone we just saw recently until the last couple tapings is Sam Laterna will be the ring announcer at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling in their opening weekend. So congrats to Sam. So yeah, a lot of the connections you're seeing making their way around.
And we got a tip here from Dr. Gertz. Thank you very much. Says Moose versus Hammerstone at a
Canadian event.
Canadian. Okay, I didn't know if that meant Canadian or California event card in y'all's FB. Okay, I'll check that out a little later. But yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah. So this talk about Sam Laterna being on the this next Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Are you planning on watching and are going to that, Bill?
I'm sure I will watch it. It is the weekend before Bound for Glory in Detroit. So to do back-to-back weeks to the same area roughly. Even for me, that's asking a lot. I would like, I obviously a lot of people associated with that promotion I'm friendly with, so I'd obviously like to support them. But that's probably asking too much on that's a lot of travel in a short amount of time. If I had some more flexibility to maybe just go up there and stay a week, maybe, but that just at this time of year is not the best time. A little just too busy with other things. So I'm sure I'll definitely watch it, like no doubt, if you can. I got to figure out in the States the best way. I don't know if they're doing that I think they are doing it via like, is it Triller TV? They might be doing
it's on Triller, and they've got
that's what I thought.
2 dates back to back, and they got a combo deal. So
combo package. So yeah, but I'm hoping to definitely attend a future show.
Yeah, and it's going to have some TNA folks plus some others, former WWE talents. So, he's, Scott's putting together something fun, it looks like. So, I'm sure we'll cover it sometime on here. I don't know exactly what day it's all going to fall on. We'll try to stay up on that as it gets closer.
Yeah, because I know it's busy because I know like one of our other TNI fan members was going to be heading up to Trent's promotion, AAW. And I know that might be that weekend, or it's the Friday of that weekend, I think maybe. And he was asking if I was going to that. And it was kind of the same thing, like with the travel and they're bound for glory. But plus also, we were talking about it last night, J-Bone. Baseball playoffs are going to be happening around that time too. So, so it becomes a tight window. So like other than like have to put away dates, I'm trying to leave some flexibility in there for playoff games. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, we might as well count out the Phillies right now, Bill. I mean, look what the Brewers look what the Brewers just did to them. Jeez, took 2 out of 3. I mean,
they really hammered them last night.
Put a fork in them. Oh.
2-1 game.
Nail biter. Blew him out of the water. No, it's exciting. Yeah. So Bill's Philadelphia Phillies and my Milwaukee Brewers are at the top of the heap. It's getting close to the end of the season, so it's everyone's fighting for every single win they can get.
Yeah, and anybody that was watching baseball today, man, Ohtani went nutso. Gadzooks crazy on the field. 10 RBIs, 3 home runs. First player ever to be in the 50-50 club. When I was a young Bill, and Jose Canseco went 40-40, it was like, whoa, like that's how do you do that? Like you're the man, Jose Canseco. 50-50. That's wild.
Well, what sucks is some of those guys back then, they've got asterisks next to their names because they were all juiced up. It wasn't natural, and they started really nailing people for that. I mean, shoot, even one of the Brewers got popped. I can't think of his name. Shame on me, but whatever. He got booed every day for the rest of his career. But and fans are big on that. It's like just be yourself and do your thing out there. If you have to take enhancers to play, you shouldn't be playing. It's just then what? If you're going to do,
that's a whole nother can of worms you're opening, J-Bone.
We
talk about performance enhancing in any sport.
Right.
It's pretty rampant still. It's pretty rampant.
It is, and I'm sure
HGH.
I'm sure people.
And let's not kid ourselves. It's in the industry we're having a podcast about right now.
It is, and I wish it wasn't.
Along with a lot of other things.
Oh,
a lot of recreational things.
Yeah, and that's sad to see.
It wasn't just
stuff.
Like in the 80s on fabricated mockumentary wrestling shows. It's
Yeah.
happening currently at a lot of wrestling shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, anything else in the news world you want to cover? I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Now I know some people are hinting at some of the news out there, like obviously former world champion in TNA, and his brother supposedly have agreed to their WWE deal, and that is the Lucha Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly that seems like that could be official or made official shortly. Obviously wishing the best to them, because always big fans of them, and definitely guys that can be near the top of a company. A lot like we saw, like obviously with the Hardys down there. It feels like a very similar situation that the Hardys were kind of in down there, where you have great performers, huge draws, barely getting utilized for whatever reason, and they're going to go somewhere else. And just like the Hardys here in TNA are going to be huge. Merch, meet and greets, all that kind of stuff. Good matches.
Oh, sure.
So I wish them the best. Always big fans since
It's funny though,
way
because
years ago.
if you go to the AEW page, Pentagon and Ray Phoenix still have their profiles up. So
Oh yeah.
I'm sure as soon as something is made official.
Yeah.
Besides,
You'll see that quickly undone.
oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that is exciting. It no matter if they are in NXT or the main roster, whatever.
Oh yeah, I know the rumblings are they're supposedly bypassing NXT, but honestly, NXT is not a bad place to be right now.
No, there's a lot of hype,
especially with the TV deal, and like obviously we're hearing about the machine guns, but we'll see. Like wherever they go, I'm sure it'll be a good spot for them.
Boy, I tell you, those first two dates on the CW for NXT, first one in Chicago and the second one in St. Louis, they're going to be wanting to put some surprises, I think, on there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing you could do is put one of them, maybe both, but at least one of those tag teams on there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Either the Motor City Machine Guns or the Lucha Brothers. Who knows what they'll call them? They'll probably give them some new names, or they might keep their own names. It depends on what kind of rights they can get, because I know someone down in AAA supposedly had the rights to their old wrestling names, Pentagon and Phoenix, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I know Pentagon was using a couple different things throughout his tours. So, all right. So we jump into this week's TNA.
Really big shoe.
A really big shoe. We got September 19th TNA on Access TV and TNA Plus, if you will, which is where we do our live reactions from, is TNA Plus. Really enjoying that. I invite you guys to go check out the deals that they got going on for TNA Plus right now, and I'm sure there's going to be even more going into the latter part of the year here, because they're going to want people to sign up for Bound for Glory and everything.
Yeah, and hey, if you follow me, usually I put it out there every taping what deal they got on the TNA Plus. So you got to check it out. Make sure to get it out there. So I know usually people pick it up and run with it. So if you miss Spurs the last time around, I believe that's no longer active. I think that ran through Tuesday.
Okay.
So, but my guess is in South Carolina, you'll see a new one.
Yeah. But yeah, with the hype slowly building behind TNA, it's really exciting. So go check it out. Terrence Sullivan in the chat says, "Go Dodgers." Yeah. Well, it's
He says it with his Dodger dog in hand.
Yeah, probably. I tell you what, though, it is refreshing to see teams like the Dodgers doing so well, because I remember back in the day watching Jay Leno late at night doing Tonight Show. Dude, every show just ripping the Dodgers a new one. I felt so bad for them. And they're on top of the heap right now. So good for them, good for them. You know it had to happen sometime.
Well, there's a reason for that, J-Bone.
We came here for a lot of money.
Do they have money, though, Bill? Do they? I mean, just because
J-Bone,
it's L.A.
I think they spent something absurd like $2 billion this offseason. They gave Ohtani $700 million.
Oh, my God. Now, where is he? Is he a rookie?
No, well, he was in Anaheim because they signed him as a international free agent that got posted years ago because he obviously played professionally in Japan. Then came over, played with the Angels, and then was a free agent. Stayed in LA, but went to the Dodgers.
Okay.
For the big money.
Big money. That is some seriously big money. I mean, jeez. What if he tears a quad and it's just money you're going to flush down the toilet?
Wait.
That's why I don't get. You look at.
Did you say tear a quad?
Yeah.
Which one's Jay?
I knew that was coming. It's ridiculous, some of these prices that they're getting paid. I mean, I look at what was the headline I saw going into this football season? Oh, Packers love their quarterback. Got the biggest contract a quarterback ever had in his life. Boom, done, out for the season.
That's the problem with the foosball.
Unbelievable.
Get injuries.
That foosball.
Playing the foosball.
That is from the devil. If you know, you know. All right. Let's jump into this episode. Of course, we got the one, the only Lish, still in her sparkly neck brace. So attractive. Do you want to know something? It's
classic.
It's
instant classic.
It's starting to
move over. C squared. We got a new instant classic. Lish.
Yeah. We got to get the soundbite in here one of these days. I'm going to work on that on my off time.
You want to know something?
So she comes out and she's shooting her mouth off, and Masha comes out, and Masha starts talking Russian, but then
switcheroo.
Oh my God! Holy Rosetta Stone, Batman! She starts speaking English.
Look out! That's when you know you're getting pushed.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of the push, senior official Daniel Spencer in the chat.
Daniel Spencer gets a 2 sweet. What's up, brother? Hope you're well. Loving this last weekend show.
Let us know any thoughts on the San Antonio experience, Daniel. I've heard only positive things regarding the venue, the crowd.
Oh, the crowd!
Everyone
out. I still can't.
Yeah, I think Ingrid was online saying how the locker room loved it there. So, but all positive, and that's what I think everyone in the chat has been echoing before he got here was that the crowd brought it. So I think you saw the locker room bring it, the crowd bring it. So, everybody was on their game down in Texas.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, I'm just gonna keep on saying this until I stop, and I don't know when I'm gonna stop saying it. But just to see these crowds show up, is just, man, it makes you feel so good as a TNA fan.
Yeah, I know. Always great to see the crowds.
The big crowd just makes such a difference in the atmosphere, the way everything just feels bigger, you know?
Are you saying everything feels bigger in Texas?
I might have.
That's what they say. Daniel Spencer, San Antonio was amazing. I hope we go back in 2025. And yes, crowd was amazing. Even that guy in the front row. Whoa!
Oh,
Did I just take a little bit on that?
was that a little was that a jab?
I'm filling the David Penzer role in the argument right now.
Oh, just wait. You say his name and he'll appear too. I believe in a Penzer. All right. All right. So Masha's out there and she starts speaking English and the crowd's like, what? And this
we did get some what chats.
We're just snowballing here because Tasha comes out, the Juggernaut comes out, the System comes out, and then
did you say the System comes out, Jake?
The System came out. Yes. Oh, he's got the new shirt on. Oh, look!
I said it on this program. I said once that shirt's available, I will procure it.
Is it online? I gotta look.
My guess is yes.
Shop TNAmerch.com.
And I know people were asking. I heard the Bound for Glory shirt was probably going to be arriving pretty soon online because you may have started seeing that on television.
I am not seeing it.
Oh, it's right now just a live event exclusive?
Ooh. What's up with that?
Oh, well, here we go. Daniel Spencer. He got us right into it here. Because we reference the movie every time we talk about them playing San Antonio.
Oh,
the stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
There ain't no basement in the Alamo.
And you got to pull out your gum at the same time. There's no basement in the Alamo. What? My bike. My bike. Oh, gosh. All right. So the System comes out. Lish, and this was, I didn't know how this was exactly was going to go. I was a little worried that this was all going to go sideways because I was like, okay, is Lish and Masha really, is this the end of this? But then Tasha coming out, Grace coming out, and then Jordan and Masha were back to back, kind of going in a circle because the System came out and they were surrounded. Well, then the Hardys came out and even the odds. So that was a big, big pop. Yeah, Large Marge, says Dr. Curbs. I'm sorry. Large Marge was terrifying for me as a kid. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like honestly, it was like the children of the era. Like you had like Freddy Krueger, Large Marge.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the claymation or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because that early Tim Burton man, he could go creepy.
Was that Tim Burton?
That's Tim Burton.
Okay.
Because of the success of Pee-wee, he then made Beetlejuice, which obviously the sequel is out in theaters now.
Yeah, and I don't know if I can. I mean, that first one's a classic. I don't know. I haven't really heard any pros or negatives about.
I think it's gotten pretty good reviews. Honestly, the first one didn't get good reviews. It's just now a classic.
Oh, it's a cult
Like
classic.
everyone's like, well, Keaton's great. Catherine O'Hara's great. Like for both movies, honestly, for the original and the sequel. But overall, it doesn't. It's just one of those things that everyone's seen 100 times.
Oh, sure.
The VHS generation.
Yeah. Oh, right here. Right here.
But you never saw E.T. You saw Beetlejuice. We know that. We now have confirmed you've seen Beetlejuice.
I've seen Beetlejuice. I still have not seen E.T. I'm going to have to bust out my VCR for that one. Find the last, what's it called? Blockbuster. All right. So yeah, great first segment here. And then we've got Eric Young and Alexander talking, and I missed the content, but I think it was Young trying to give Alexander some advice.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Now, and I'll say this, J-Bone.
Okay.
This is one of the rare instances where they showed this segment to the live audience in San Antonio.
Really?
It's rare you get not a live broadcast and they show backstage segments in TNA. It doesn't happen a lot. It occasionally happens. So when it happens, you pay attention because they definitely they're trying to get you to react to something while they have the crowd there. So
okay,
definitely something to keep in mind.
Well, maybe maybe they were just kind of testing the waters on that.
Oh, and we know the crowd also talking about testing the waters. They did it at Victory Road to all the crowd loving it at home and online. But Mayor's talking about Santino and his daughter came out after all the shenanigans to start the show.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Liaison. And obviously doing the kid father-daughter relationship.
Yes.
That cannot be stated.
Yeah.
You act like me.
What?
You remind me of someone. Me.
Yeah. This might be a relation there. I don't know. At the first match of the night, I want to get everyone's opinion on this too. We got the return of the Sinner and the Saint versus First Class.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a team I'm just gonna have to check out more because I know they had I saw they had some matches on Explosion a few months ago. Then they were gone for a bit, and now they're back. And in fact, one of their first matches was with First Class, but now this is a different version. I'll tell you what, man, First Class starting to look like a well-oiled machine here.
No, they're looking good. They're looking good. The
Casey
down
Navarro.
payment finisher. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Casey Navarro really starting to fit in with this.
And
he's
speaking
so
of,
talented.
I saw, I think it was Melonhead here with a hot take in the chat.
Oh.
Quick controversial opinion. Casey Navarro and AJ Francis is better than Rich Swann and AJ Francis. But I like them both. Just this new version a bit more. So obviously it's a current 3-man crew, but obviously those are the 2 in it currently. Right. But hey, you never know. Like sometimes like the next man up can really make an impression, and that's saying something for KC that he's making that impression with some of the fan base.
Yeah. Yeah. Just his charisma and the way he sells stuff when he gets, slammed on his face. He is. He really does it all really well. It's just like he's not just some braggadocious kid who's got a lot of hot moves and doesn't sell for shit. No, the kid's good, I love his look. He's really starting to fit well with AJ. They're starting to work well together. I got nothing but compliments for him.
Yeah. And honestly, like, not a bad spot to get in a team with AJ, because I think AJ is kind of he's really doing a lot of things well. Like obviously from the promo work, in ring. So I think if you can attach yourself to AJ in a feud with a team, an angle of some kind, that's only going to be good for you right now. Because AJ has been a very welcome addition to this roster.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm definitely going to do some more research on this Sinner and the Saint team and see where they're at. Well, they're from British Columbia, I guess.
Yes, a couple good Canadian kids.
Good Canadian kids, yeah. And this is nice to see these kids get an opportunity. And I'm going to skip ahead here just for a moment because it ties in with this. Okay. So I don't want this to get lost in translation. The Sinner and the Saint are backstage after their match, and who of all people, Bill, comes by to offer them some advice?
The walking weapon.
The walking weapon, Josh Alexander. It's yes, the Sinner has the dark hair. Yes. But yeah, Josh Alexander, he's not, how do I say this? He doesn't come off as like braggadocious, like, oh, I'm the cat's meow. I know it all.
The bee's knees.
The bee's knees. I am the be all end all here in TNA. If you want some advice, come, the walking wiener. He is the walking wiener. Thank you, Terrence. Yes, that was
someone should do a sign like the movie ad for concessions. The let's go out to the movies with the hot dog dancing. With the burger.
And then Josh Alexander with the head on it.
Yeah, Josh Alexander.
Oh, that's rich. And then jumps into the bun at the end. Yeah.
Although we might be dating ourselves with that reference. I think that was an old reference when we were growing up. So.
But what's funny is even when I was like older and went to a few but far in between drive-in movies, they still play that same reel, So
classic. The drive-in classic.
So what did you think about Josh Alexander coming up to the Saint and the Sinners, coming up to these kids and offering them some advice? Do you think it's something that might be brewing for the future, or what do you think, man?
Well, especially now that we have this more heel Josh Alexander, him aligning himself with others in some way, because he's been a very lone character. So, as we're seeing Ted saying in the chat there, the Canadian, there's always something with the Team Canada concepts. Yep. So that doesn't hurt. We've seen it, like obviously Brian Myers, famously, the Learning Tree trademark, first company to do that, just FYI. But taking youngsters under their wing in a storyline could do that again. So, yes. I think it's a good way to get, because I know we've had people in the chat the last couple of weeks asking about Sinner and Saint. Where are they? Are they being used? Are they still with the company?
Yeah.
Now you know.
And it's one of those things is, they came in, a handful of months ago and did some dates, and it probably wanted to make sure that get their visa, their work visas and whatever. If they are from Canada and they're working across the US and or internationally, just to make sure all their ducks are in a row, for traveling. They need that. especially if they're not from America. And that's not
Yeah,
to say
although
that
in this one, like, obviously we had the big issue with, like, obviously with Mandrews and like that was kind of like UK based was like an issue because they could only work in Canada. But here, I don't think that was more the issue. I think it's more, as you see, if they're not going to use you, there's probably not a point to bring you in. It's just like wait until we have a storyline. So I think they were working on getting a storyline because like you can only fill up so much. Okay, let's figure stuff out with Explosion or just using to advance some other storylines. So no, I think this is a good way to utilize a new team that like they actually made the announcement when they signed them. It's like, hey, they're signed, which was not everybody gets that announcement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in the news portion there. If you go back a few pages on the news of the website there, yeah, it's in there. That was back in June. All right, but yeah, fun match from Sinner and the Saint. First Class does get the win here, and they needed that win after some hiccups from last week going into Victory Road. They needed that. So, Mike Santana with the promo here. He's got the bat wrapped in barbed wire, ready for his death match with JDC. Oof, man. At first, I couldn't tell if that was a pipe wrapped in barbed wire or a baseball bat, but it is a baseball bat. So, just didn't happen to be a wooden one. It was one of those aluminum ones. All right, and we got Cardona versus Rhino.
Well, I think before we get there, we had Bailey backstage.
Yeah, I didn't write down all the in between stuff. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. So just talking about obviously the stuff going on with Wentz.
Yeah.
And he talked about teaming with Leon Slater and Kushida against Wentz and the ABC.
Oh, that's coming up next week, right?
Yeah, so that looks like a banger of a match.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be ridiculous. All that.
If you didn't see that X Division title rematch at Victory Road, definitely check that out. That's one of the best matches on the card.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of a surprise to have Bailey get the title back, but nonetheless, a very good match.
Bonus babies wondering why I'm part of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
What? I'm just going to the TNA Twitter page here. Oh, they're just there at the clip at the top of the page here they shared because at the end of the match, AJ Francis lawn darted one of the I forget which way it went, but it was the Saint into the Sinner or the Sinner into the Saint, but he just lawn darted him into him. Just totally took him out. Crazy. Good stuff. Definitely going to give these guys a follow. All right. That's a lovely picture of Wendy Chu and Rosemary together. Oh, says you can't sit with us. Well, what the hell? That's not very nice. Let's try to find something else. All right, anyways. We'll find it later. But yeah. Then we get Matt Cardona versus Rhino, which makes sense because he attacked him at the Victory Road show. And this one didn't last too long, but it was still nice to see. Number one, it was nice to see Cardona back and he's healthy. He's got some new gear on. And Rhino, just who doesn't love Rhino? Seriously.
No. Everybody loves Rhino. The Rhino pop.
Gotta get the Rhino pop. Absolutely.
Rhino gets the win, J-Bo.
He did. I did not think he was going to get the win, but it was
via
a DQ.
Disqualification.
Yeah.
Because that Cardona had to use a chair.
He did. And he gave him what the hell's his finisher name? I'm just forgetting all this shit tonight. He gave him his finisher. So we might excuse me, we might get this run back. I got a feeling. We'll see. Then of course we got stuff from PCO running out, and Steph Delander was trying. Steph Delander was trying to settle down PCO. You can't.
You can't settle down an angry PCO.
No. Yeah, he's a raging monster. His hormones are going crazy. You can't settle him. Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah. So PCO and Rhino standing side by side. This definitely isn't done. But I don't know where it can really go from here other than getting the PCO Cardona match, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's where that's going.
Yeah, Gary Rossetti. Pico versus Cardona. Next we got Spitfire here versus well, it was announced that they were going to be in action, so we didn't know who they were going to face. But then right after the Spitfire entrance, we get Ariana Grace, the liaison to the NXT.
Miss NXT.
Yeah, Miss NXT, excuse me, yes. Or so the Sash says, yes.
Hey, I believe a Sash.
Well, what did she, I mean, that's obviously a story that I have not seen, so I'm sorry, but what did she do? What did she do to become Miss NXT? And she's got a crown, for crying out loud.
She's got a more than Frankie Kazarian.
Oof. Don't let him hear you say that.
You start wearing a tiara, I'll give him some of his royalty.
Well, he deserves a crown. I mean, he's still the king.
King of
TNA. Bill, you of all people, I would think would put some respect on Kaz's name.
I respect Kaz,
especially with those shades.
Respect an unearned crown.
Anyone who wears shades,
self-proclaimed
indoor, self-proclaimed.
Hey, if it's not Corey Hart, no indoor sunglasses.
Corey Hart. Meanwhile, half of our audience, who in the blue hell is Corey Hart?
And I'm not talking about the former Brewer.
Oh, wow. That's another deep cut. Yes. He was. Yeah, Corey Hart. Jeez. Yeah, Corey Hart was a great brewer. He really was. I don't know what the hell ever happened to him. But anyways.
Wore those sunglasses that night.
Yeah. But yeah, Kaz with the scarf, just strutting down there, and the absolute king. All right. So where were we? We're talking about Spitfire.
Spitfire.
I don't know how the hell we got on that. Anyways.
Well, because Miss NXT, the liaison,
she's wearing a crown.
introduces the challengers from NXT, J-Bone.
Yes. So we got the introduction of Kendal Gray and Carlee Bright.
The Killer K's.
The Killer Right? Except Carlee is spelled with a C, I think.
No, I think they're both K's.
Are you think so? I don't know.
I'm going with
K's.
Check.
We'll find out. But what do you think of this match, Bill? I thought this was a pretty good showing. This certainly was not a squash match. No.
I actually thought I was impressed. I wasn't too familiar with the K squared from NXT, but I was a fan. They once again, it's like the whole performance center, like they're able to find, like, hey, you're athletic, we're gonna teach you wrestling, but I think that's a great way to have this relationship where, all right, hey, let's get you in front of some live audiences, big crowds. And I thought, honestly, this for Spitfire, I think the last couple of matches, they've looked the best they've ever looked. Like as a team, like I think they're really clicking right now, Spitfire. So I was very impressed with the match.
And by the way, Carlee is with a C.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was with a K.
Nope. I checked the Twitter right here. It's
the Twitter box.
The Twitter post, yeah. It's where Ariana Grace introduces them. And yeah. They looked great together though. I mean, they actually looked like they weren't anything like they were just wearing like your average gear, but they looked like they went together. You know, They looked like they matched. You know, they looked like they were a team. So,
and Carlee is a local girl for you, J-Bone, from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, is she? See, and there's and I thought it was Kendal Gray was from Wisconsin, but she's from Minnesota, I think.
Oh, so you got a whole Midwest vibe with that team.
Oh no, wait. So, okay, Carlee Bright. Okay, so she went to the University of Minnesota. But she's from Wisconsin. Okay, all right. So that's the one that I was trying to like see where she was. You know how her career in NXT was going. So that's actually really refreshing to see because
Daniel Spencer knows the truth. Where's the crown, King Nothing? He knows.
Great Metallica song. Anyways,
great later Metallica song.
Yeah, it was.
Now I'm saying later, and that was what 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
maybe more. To me, that's like recent Metallica.
It was on one of the Load CDs, I think. So there's some good ones on there. Not a lot.
The one and a half good ones on Load.
Yeah, they're a little different. Yeah. It was, what was it? It was one of the things where they introduce a new class of NXT on NXT. So they show the girls on one side, the guys on the other side, and they just kind of go down the row introducing names. Mm-hmm. It was one of those things where they were like, it's so and so. I don't remember what her name was before Carlee Bright. It was not Carlee Bright. It was something else. But they were saying from Wisconsin. So it was like, that's kind of cool to see. So
Daniel Spencer might be right here. I might be mixing Load and Reload together as like one album in my mind. So he's probably right. Like Load had some of the good songs, and Reload had nothing.
It's like I'd have to actually go back and see. Like I actually like some of the stuff on Saint Anger. Some of it's just a little bit different. Sounds kind of punk. It's but the drums are horrible though. That's the hardest part. Lars, jeez, he's just banging on trash can lids on Saint Anger. What the hell are you doing, bro? Unbelievable. Anyways, so yeah, that's good to know. Carlee Bright is from Wisconsin. Okay, so that's what happened to her. So can't be doing that bad. Ended up on TNA television. Good for her.
There you got it. You got another new Wisconsinite to follow.
It is. It's exciting, because we don't get a lot. It's either like, CM Punk out of Chicago or I'm trying to, keep up on what's his name? Tommaso Ciampa. He's from Milwaukee, so there's a few.
There you go. A couple Milwaukeeites.
Austin Aries.
Can't forget.
Controversial favorite.
Very controversial.
He's a vegan. All right.
He is a vegan.
But and he's got a book out. He's spicy. He's a vegan.
That's a different guy.
Yeah, I know. I was just like mixing it up with that, just throwing a different stuff. Spitfire does get the win here, but yeah, it was good to see Kendal Gray and Carlee Bright. It's refreshing to see some new faces on there. Win or lose, it's still good.
Yeah, good use, especially in that division.
Yeah. Then we got Ash backstage trying on hats. Just I look. She's like, I look so cute. I'm like, who looks in the mirror, tries on hats, and goes, I look so cute. It's really. I don't do that. If I put on a hat, I don't go in the mirror and go.
You do that with your bone Dana before every podcast. You go, hey. Do you do Fonzie? Did you just get outed for doing the Fonzie? We now have confirmation. J-Bone looks in the mirror, looks in the camera, and does a Fonzie before every podcast. He goes, hey. Hey.
Bill heard you.
And we do have to give him now credit because Fonzie is really Milwaukee's favorite son.
Yes.
Happy Days, Milwaukee based.
It is.
Or Wisconsin based.
It's based on Leon's Custard. That's on where the hell is that? It's in Milwaukee. 27th in Oklahoma. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a classic custard stand in Milwaukee. It's based on Leon's. Didn't we try going there a few years ago?
No, not that one.
Oh, wait, hold on, J-Bone. The official calling it down the middle, she put J-Bone on blast.
She put
J-Bone. You know what that means? You know what that means? We don't get it often these days, but Daniel Spencer is the winner of the J-Gun.
Oh, there's a blast.
Shot of the night.
A blast from the past. Yes. John Palmer, sit on it, Potsy.
That's right. Try the fish.
Oh, man. Please, try the fish. Oh, yeah, Richie Cunningham. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there actually was. That's right. I saw part of the clip. I didn't know what the contents was, but yeah. Richie Cunningham and Foz reunion at the Emmys. That's about the only thing good that was actually at the Emmys was that.
Oh.
The rest of it, garbage. It's a bunch of people in Hollywood patting each other on the back. Oh, you did so good. Oh.
Oh,
Really?
Jay, not a fan of the television arts and sciences.
No, because I don't see any. All right. There is an audience for those movies, and that's fine. But J-Bone is not one to sit and be like, "Oh, what who's nominated? Oh, so and so is nominated for this movie. Oh, we gotta go see that. Oh, we gotta get tickets for that immediately. It's an Emmy nominated. No, I could give a rat's ass what's nominated out there. I like my zombie flicks. I like my horror flicks. I like the occasional rom-com with my wife, and a bunch of other goofy shit that ain't popular. It's a cult classic like Lost Boys and shit like that. I'm not. No.
Well, that's the Oscars. You're against the Oscars or the Golden Globes. This is just TV.
Well, TV or movies, I'm not
the same. You're more of a Ricky Gervais host show. No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah. Jordy loves Chachi, says Daniel Spencer. Great show. Love
Although
it.
anytime I hear the phrase, I can only think of was it Dodgeball, where Ben Stiller does that? Jody live Chachi.
You could dodge a wrench. You could dodge a ball.
That's right.
That one still has my head, me scratching my head. All right. Ash is backstage trying not.
Well, we're back to the hats. And that's where we got in the J-Bone doing the Fonzie impression.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Hey, yeah. That's not what she was doing in the mirror. She was like, trying on hats. And then there's Heather Reckless. And they're like, hey, we're busy doing elegant things over here. What do you want? And she's like, well, I'm hoping you can help me out with I forgot who she said she was facing. She said she's facing someone next week and she wanted some new gear or something.
Match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she did. They wanted her to watch her match.
Well, Zaya Brookside, the sworn enemy.
Oh, that's who she's facing.
Okay. By Elegance.
All right, so I'm actually really looking forward to that. His spirit fingers. Oh, yeah. The good old days, the spirit fingers. So, yeah, Heather Reckless going to get it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Heather Reckless.
Yeah, see if she does get connected with the Elegance Incorporated.
Yeah. I think it'd be all right. I mean, she's new, so I really can't, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, she's a perfect fit. No, we got to just see how it goes. And then we can,
You know what I would do?
Talk about
it. You get Heather Reckless and Elegance Inc. Because that's my term for it now, Elegance Inc. And then Jason Hotch breaks out and joins Elegance Inc.
Ooh.
You start throwing Jason Hotch in suits, but then he wrestles his wild X Division style wrestling when he wrestles. A lot like Ali, but without the politics.
Okay.
Just elegance.
All right. So he So he kind of comes out and does the who is the guy? Like a Rick Martel thing.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, J-Bud.
Comes out with the classic. He's spraying the foo-foo on himself. And
arrogance.
Yes. Yeah. The arrogance and the arrogance and the elegance. Yeah.
Elegance.
Book it. The arrogance and the elegance. There we go.
Hammerstone would be a nice fit too. I'd be down with Hammerstone. He would be elegant, and they did tease it in that tag match the one time, but then they kind of left it after a one-off. So
Hammerstone does come from a pretty arrogant / elegant team back in the day in MLW, because he used to be with MJF and Richard
Holiday.
I can't think of it. Holiday, yes. And they were the Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And Hammerstone always had this just arrogant, like he was a big guy, but still he wore nice clothes, and he still was like the muscle, the tough guy, It's like Batista in a suit,
Batista in a suit.
I could see this. I can really see this. Daniel Spencer, take notes, man. We're writing your next 6 months.
Expand elegance.
We are writing the next 6 months of television for you right here on TNI.
No.
No, just friendly tips. That's all. That's all it is. Friendly tips.
Or you call it the Jeremy Borash. Just the tips.
Did Jeremy Borash actually have a show called that? Just the Tips?
I don't think so, but he should have.
He should have. If he didn't, he should have. If you know, you know.
Especially those early days.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, we're planting seeds over here. All right. Next, we got the Texas Death Match. I thought this was going to be the headliner, but we didn't know we were getting all this stuff with the system and the Hardys and all that stuff.
I thought so as well, J-Bo. Like you're right. That's how loaded this show was. That we have a Texas Death Match not ending the show.
We got some good tag stuff. We got a death match. We got all sorts of stuff. Santana versus JDC. Man, Johnny Curtis had a rough night at the office, Bill. What'd you think of this?
Johnny Curtis, man, put it in the work. Mike Santana, obviously, we know what he's been doing since he's made his return to the company. But I'll tell you, like, it was JDC, but just Double D, Dirty Dango, at the time when he went against Josh Alexander, and everyone's like, oh, he can wrestle. But now a whole different style, reminded me a little bit of the like kind of different style match, but the PCO Macklin match. And I think like Macklin got even more made in the company after that. Yeah. It's like, oh, look how far he's willing to go. Once again, I think Santana, he's already a made man in this company. I think people are looking at him possible future world champion type, main event level player. But I think JDC, like, he comes out beaten and bashed, but I think he comes out looking like a daisy. Because it's like I think it was very impressive how JDC fared in this match.
Yeah, they both were beat to hell. They both,
yeah. But that's a guy you don't expect it from, and I think he just got a lot more street cred after this match.
Yeah, because I mean, there's still fans out there like, oh, all he did was Dango. All he did was a stupid dancing gimmick. No, there's a whole bunch of years way before that you never even saw on those horrible episodes of NXT. But the guy can wrestle. Johnny Curtis is a good wrestler.
As Critical Sting says, Dango with working boots is a mythical creature.
Oh, yeah. There was someone in the chat during the live reaction that said Dango and Birkenstocks or Birkin, whatever.
I did notice. I'm like, what is he wearing?
I just noticed that his pants don't fit. I'm like,
I think it's intentional, J-Bud.
I know there's fashion, but
he was a member of the fashion police, J-Bone.
I know this, but I will never understand guys wearing short ass pants that look like capris.
The only capri you approve of is a Capri Sun.
That's right.
Pacific Cooler, to be exact.
Juice boxes, baby. Yes. Or no, that's the pouch. I'm sorry. Yeah, the juice pouch.
Damian Bay asking, was Santana versus JDC the last match of the tapings? Yes, it was. Obviously, you see the reason why, how bloody it is and all. That'd be a heck of a cleanup to then do more matches. So that was the ender.
That is one thing I did joke about though. Curtis's pants are just soaked in blood.
He might have to sell those on the eBay.
And that's exactly what I said. I'm like, that is going to be the next thing. The TNA eBay is JDC's bloody pants.
Yeah, tough to bring them back.
With
blood's a tough stain.
With a
not that I know.
A signed yeah, right.
I've attended enough death matches. I've gotten enough splatter.
There's been a few. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of fun. Santana gets the win here. JDC goes through some tables at the end. Just the ladder spot. Great stuff.
Oh, ladder spot was great.
Santana just channeling his own Jeff Hardy, if you will, I think.
But that wasn't the end, because then there was a little extracurricular after.
Oh, there was yeah. Santana got the beat down from Moose. I almost forgot that. Yeah, I did write that down. Thank you. Yeah, so
Moose ain't done.
No, these two aren't done by a long shot, which is great because if Santana's not going to go straight for the title, he needs something big to get him there.
Yeah. And that's what Moose is. Like, he is the gatekeeper.
He is. If you're going to beat like a main guy on the roster, Moose is the be all end all. He's practically a final boss.
He really is.
Even if he doesn't have a title, you can still call him the final boss.
Hey,
I know I'm not talking about The Rock.
Yeah, we always invite friend of TNA, The Rock, obviously, as seen on TNA, The Rock. Never seen him anywhere else, but he's always welcome to be a final boss here as well. Dwayne,
make it happen.
Invitation's
Dwayne.
Open.
Quit.
I hear Detroit's beautiful at the end of October.
There you go. Quit
speaking
us,
of,
Dwayne.
The call went out earlier. David Penzer in the chat now. Don't know if Daniel Spencer's still here.
What's up, Penzer? How you doing? Yeah, and then we get that segment that we talked about earlier. I put it in there earlier just because it all flowed together. But Sinner and the Saint talking to Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander offered him some advice if they want to come knocking on his door.
Mm-hmm. And then we get the vignette for our debut next week.
Yes. Yeah.
Lei Ying Lee.
Lei Ying Lee. Can't
Looking
wait.
forward to that.
Yeah. No spoilers, Bill. Just
spoilers.
How I don't even want to know who she faced. But how did the crowd react?
Wow. Did you see the crowd tonight?
Yeah.
I assume the crowd will be just what they are tonight next week.
I imagine. Oh, Spencer.
He's coming out firing. He got Jay. Now he's going after Spencer. Look out. Look out for Daniel Spencer.
Spencer just popped back in. Shut up, Spencer.
He's taken up for the good hands right now in the chat.
Oh my god. It's spicy in the chat. I love it. But yeah, we are very excited for the former NXT star Xylee's debut in TNA. Can't wait. I see big things happening. It's just a sign that, for anyone who was worried about the Knockouts division, guys, come on. Just there's so much talent
they
out
always
there.
take care of it. Like it's
yeah.
People will come and go.
Yep. We got a great promo here. Joe Hendry coming out. Quite the pop. And man, I tell you.
Oh, speaking of Joe Hendry, I know we did not talk about in the news, but I feel I should mention it.
Okay.
Because it hasn't happened in quite a while. But Joe Hendry now has one of his shirts available at Hot Topic stores.
Hot Topic, yes. Yeah. And I think it's one of the TNA ones. Maybe not.
No, it's one of his Pro Wrestling T ones.
Is it a Pro Wrestling T?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember. He's got a couple of them out there, but okay. But yeah, next time you're at Hot Topic, and then I guess it's not at every Hot Topic, but it is online. It is online. So if you look it up, just
they want to get people in the malls and sell some merch. They should all have them, though. Come on. Joe Hendry.
Hot Topic is just going to be creating a mob.
Once you get your Orange Julius and you go through Spencer's, then you got to hit the Hot Topic and get your Joe Hendry shirt.
What about Walden Books, Bill?
You got to hit the Walden Books after you go to the Wetzel Pretzel. And then maybe on the way, get an Earl sandwich on the way home.
Oh, man. Or pick up a snack at Buddy Squirrel.
Or get yourself a real New York slice at the Sbarro.
Oh, my God, Bill. I loved Sbarro.
I know you did. Those stuffed slices.
I loved Sbarro. Look, there was a mall by my house when I was growing up on the north side of Milwaukee called Capitol Court. I am really, and I mean really, dating myself here. The mall doesn't exist anymore. It's been torn down, and like Walmart and a bunch of other strip malls popped up in its place. But while Capitol Court existed, I remember going to their food court at the time, which was pretty small, relatively small for a food court compared to food courts now at the mall. I'm just laughing. I'm laughing at the chat. Spencer says, "Shut up, Spencer, you mark." Oh my God. Oh, I love this. I love it. But dude, I can remember ordering a slice at Sbarro when I was little because I'd ride my bike to the mall with my friends, and we paid like less than $2 for like a quarter of a pizza. Is the big ass slice. It was ridiculous. It was $2 or less. And I don't know what the hell
that's
places...
when come on, that was a different time, J-Bone.
Oh,
$2 was a lot of money back then.
Yeah. I was a wee little bone. Yeah, wee little. But yeah, good times. I'll never forget those times. Where the hell was I? Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Joe Henry's cutting a promo. Out comes Kaz. And Kaz is
King
just
nothing.
Disrespect. Daniel Spencer, maybe you could like shine a little light on this. Don't shine any light this way because the glare is horrible, but maybe you could shine a little light in Bill's direction. Isn't Kaz truly the uncrowned king of TNA? I mean, come on. We got to throw some respect on this guy's name. Give him a crown. Something.
Next tape in South Carolina. In only Spartanburg. And that is next weekend. Not this weekend, the following weekend. So that would be the 27th and 28th of September. So
There
finishing
you go.
off the month, next loop in South Carolina. Some would say getting into Hardy country.
Oh, yes. Definitely Hardy country. Oh, we did mention that in the news for those of you who came in later. The Hardys are doing media. Media little mini media tour for Tuesday and Wednesday leading up to those dates. Daniel Spencer in the chat says, like a crayon, he claims to be the king of TNA.
That's right. See? And you see the shenanigans, throwing Tom Hannafin's water bottles, making Jade call him the king. Like, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I haven't seen any of that. I think that's just rumors.
That's just rumors.
It's a lot of fake news, Bill. Honestly,
I've seen it. I've seen it in person.
We don't cover fake news here, Bill. Come on, you know better than that.
Yeah, look. Poor Daniel Spencer, senior official. He keeps making me hold the ropes for him. See, like that's an unsafe work environment. King.
Well, you gotta treat your legends properly. He is the TNA legend.
I don't see EY asking for this treatment.
That's because he's crazy. People just avoid him because he's crazy.
He's a world-class maniac.
Thank you. See, he wears a mask down to the ring. People get the hell out of his way. They're like, oh my God, I'm not holding the ropes for that guy. No, but you should hold the ropes for your uncrowned king of TNA. I rest my case. But now, this is the next most exciting part of the show right here, Bill. I have been salivating to talk about this. Next comes out Nick Nemeth. Did you happen to see what Nick Nemeth was wearing?
I did at the time. Was it anything different, like very unusual, different than the norm?
I'll just say this. He usually wears Motley Crue. Some kind of shirt of Motley Crue.
Oh, it was Rat.
Yes. Yes.
It was Rat. Yeah.
My favorite all-time band. I'm like, oh.
I did notice when he came down the entrance. I'm like, oh, he's wearing a Rat shirt. I'm like, interesting.
I just love Nick Nemeth even more now. I'm like, oh, it's like we're like brothers. He doesn't even know. I jokingly said during the live reaction, I'm like, okay, all you folks are getting tonight is 2 hours of me and Bill talking about Nick Nemeth wearing a Rat shirt. That's it. Good night. That's it.
That's it. It's all about the Rat.
It's all about the rat and roll, baby, because he's a wanted man. Don't tell me that guy's not a fan of Rat.
I was in, speaking of Rat, J-Bone, I was in New York City last night.
Okay.
And walking back from dinner in the city and with some co-workers and people.
Nice.
And of course, it's about, I don't know, maybe sometime after 10 p.m.
Okay.
And what's in the city streets as we're walking?
Real rats.
Real rats. Like, obviously, myself, I'm not affected by this. I just keep on walking. It's like, that's what they do. That's there. But if you're not used to that, there was some people getting startled by such a sight. But that's they come out at night.
Just
and
like
during the day. I'm like, only if they're carrying pizza slices do you stop and admire their hard work. Other than that, you just keep on walking.
The only rats I appreciate are the ones on the Muppet Show. I'm just saying.
Oh, David Penzer asking for a segment here.
Uh-oh.
Guys, when should I come back to do the Bill Hotel reveal? It's the most popular segment ever on this platform. You mean the small dog type rats? Yes, they're pretty.
They're
big.
beef. They're beefy.
They're beefy in the city.
They're beefy. It's like the rats in New York are beefy, just like the cockroaches down in Mexico will literally carry you away. Literally. Like if you stand over a sewer drain, you're gone in 5 minutes. You'll slip down that drain faster than if, the clown from It got you.
Although I will say this, my San Antonio hotel, I was happy with my San Antonio hotel. It was fine. It was pretty good. I stayed near the military base that was not far from the venue, like within 10 minutes. Like it wasn't fancy or like no.
Wait, military base? You mean the Alamo?
Not that military base.
Oh.
There's no basement there, J-Bone.
What?
There's no basement there.
Wise. There's no basement at the Alamo. Oh my God. Such a classic.
Well, a little where I say the Executive Inn, I believe.
Yes.
Executive Inn.
All right. Nick Nemeth comes down to the ring, and then as soon as I get done, picking myself off the floor, realizing he was wearing a rat shirt, we continue.
It was all about rat.
So, so Santino comes out. Oh, okay. So I'll say this: Kaz was basically saying to Joe Hendry, "There's no way in hell you deserve this." Nick Nemeth came down and shed some light on Joe Hendry, saying, "Hey, I see great things from you." He called him kid, which was kind of funny. And some people in the chat during the live reaction laughed at that. But I'm like, well, look, Hendry's been doing this, 10 years? Nemeth's been doing this 20 plus years. So, okay. Let him call him kid once. He may not be a kid, but
kid.
But yeah, so then Santino comes out. So we got Santino a couple times in this show tonight.
Heavy dose of Santino tonight.
Yes. And he says that Kaz versus Hendry is going to be next week for the #1 contender to Nick Nemeth's TNA World Title. So, are we smelling a Bound for Glory match in the works here, Bill?
I think so. Yeah. Well, Bound for Glory is around the corner after the Spartanburg tapings next week. The next show is Bound for Glory.
Well, I can't wait to see that billboard. King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian versus Nick Nemeth.
You may get it.
TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
It's a
Bound
possibility.
for Glory.
Could the self-proclaimed king be bound for glory? Or
you and this self-proclaimed stuff.
Or could the viral king of TNA and NXT and professional wrestling right now, Joe Hendry, claim his rightful spot atop the king of the mountain and be bound for glory? We'll see.
It's not going to be
Or
easy.
will there be some type of curveball and we'll get something totally different? Who knows?
Curveball.
Maybe a knuckleball. Who knows? Maybe a spitball.
What are you saying? We're gonna get some baseball interference here? What the hell's happening?
Speaking of baseball interference, well, no, we're talking Bound for Glory, but just give a kudos to the local team for Bound for Glory, Detroit Tigers. They might make the playoffs.
No way.
They're right now, I believe, tied for a wild card spot.
Ooh.
And they've been in the doldrums for quite a few years. So always good to see some of the teams work their way back up. So
and that's American League, right?
That's the AL.
Yeah. See, the Brewers used to be in the American League.
They did.
So they would always fight the White Sox, Detroit Tigers, and there's others I can't think of off the top of my head. But they used to be in that AL.
Yeah, they were in the Central. Yeah, they were the AL Central.
And then about
the Sox. Yeah, the Sox, the Tigers,
late
the
90s. Late 90s, I think.
And
they
Cleveland.
went to the name. Cleveland Indians, yeah. Yep. Late 90s, and they went to the National League. So, yeah. And they all still play each other, just not as much,
Not as much within their league.
But it is fun to see them play the old teams. Minnesota Twins, those guys. Yeah. Okay.
We're at the main event, J-Bone.
We are at the main event. We got the system, Myers and Edwards with Tasha, Steelz, and Lish bringing up the rear, joining them at ringside, neck brace and all, versus Matt and Jeff Hardy and Masha Slamovich. Bill,
what a team!
We got a team up of Matt and Jeff Hardy and Masha Slamovich. It's the team that I never knew I needed. And
although J-Bone, after seeing something, you will have to see it. I'm going to send something to you, and this is worth a share screen-a-rooney.
Okay.
Because it pertains to said main event.
Oh.
All right, here it is. I'm going to share screen-a-rooney. Well, I'm going to send it to you to share screen-a-rooney, since I always get the issues with it. I think it just went through.
Oh, in the private chat. I can't even read it. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason it came up purplish, and I couldn't read it on the background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This, okay, so we didn't, where is it? Present. There we go.
But while you're doing that, this is also correct. Mayor saying how Jeff Hardy with the Fiend inspired face paint, which he did have. Which is very cool as well.
Yes, we do have to talk about that a bit. Yes. Yeah. So there was a segment, and I'm sorry I skipped over it accidentally. Masha's just thanking. It was at the start of the night after the big brawl with Masha, with Hardy's in the system and all that. Masha was thanking the Hardys and saying, hey, who knew that a little girl was going to end up wrestling with her heroes someday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great to see.
Yeah, because I think she responded that I believe that was at the Rawway Rec Center, where I've also been to shows.
Yeah. So, but yeah, a young picture of Masha. Interesting there.
Yeah, sometimes you don't just meet your heroes. Sometimes you have matches with your heroes.
You do.
Very cool.
You do.
What a surreal moment.
But yeah, Jeff in the Fiend makeup, and every time they did a close up of him, it was like it was weird. It was like, oh man, there's a face we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And it was always the Fiend wearing the makeup in WWE, or not the makeup, I'm sorry, the mask in the WWE, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if he did his own. Typically,
he does his own makeup.
Yeah,
he does his own makeup.
He did a great job on that makeup. My goodness,
He's an artiste, J-Bone.
He is. It looked great. I didn't know if he had any help, but geez Louise, it looked great. Nice tribute, because I think it's actually been about a year since he passed away.
I believe it was recently, so I'm sure that probably inspired it.
It was within the last week or so. So
yeah, it was last week or two. So yeah.
So it was just really nice to see him do that. I mean, and he's done all sorts of different things with his makeup over the years. He's always coming up with something creative. It's never boring to see. Never boring to see. But what did you think about this match? I thought this was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. No, this was fun. The crowd going bananas most of the match.
They did.
Obviously, you had spots like Tasha. Like Tasha going heel on the Hardys was very amusing. The dancing into the twerking, that Tasha.
Oh yeah,
and then obviously all different kinds of stuff going on with the the system there. But do we still have, because that was a. Let's see. Was that Daniel Spencer, this match? Was that Paige?
I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah, I'm trying to get them all together. I think that one was Daniel. But definitely a the refs doing a good job of keeping the system as much in check as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and then oh no, it wasn't. It was the female ref.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Paige. Yeah.
It was Paige.
I'm like,
Paige
at first I'm like, because I'm so used to saying it's the main event, it's Daniel, but then I'm like, well, no, that was Paige in this one.
No, it was Paige, because Paige is. I just remembered, because Paige is the one that threw out.
That's why.
Yeah,
the throw out, because we're so used to Daniel doing the throw out. But Paige is the throw out.
Yeah. Just happened to see that in my head. And then, of course, she's like, took her forever to leave, too.
Well, I did like how she wound up leaving.
We have to talk about that. That was an absolute riot. It took so long that we had another tag team from TNA come down to assist.
Gotta love to see it.
The former tag team champions, ABC, came down.
ABC Security.
Yes, ABC Security. Well, sounds like Acme Security. They came down and they literally picked her up and carried her away while her legs are going, no. So she's facing the ring as she's being, carried backwards up the ramp, and her feet are going like this.
She had something to say.
Yeah. like cue the cartoon sound effects of like, you know, Fred Flintstone running, you know. That's what I just kept hearing when I saw that. Oh man, what an episode. You got some great tag team stuff here. We got some stuff building up. We are on the road to Bound for Glory. Can you believe it?
Yeah, no, it was it's coming like it's just flying by. So yeah, no, we obviously seeing a big win there with the Hardys and Masha, and you can kind of see it is feeling. I know we kind of talked about it after Victory Road. Like the Hardys feel like they're really in play right now. Like obviously nothing official yet, but you can just see the writing on the wall that they better watch out. The system, they just got those title belts back, but I don't know if they're going to be having them for long at this rate. Because the Hardys look like they're ready to take them from them. So
give one more round.
No, Bound for Glory, #1 contender match next week. We got a lot going on. I think we're going to start seeing this card get built up as we get to the next tentpole show of TNA wrestling. Coming up in Detroit. So obviously Spartanburg coming up next week. So definitely, if you're in the area or traveling, make your way out there. Should be a great month of TV. And then in the Bound for Glory in Detroit. So another great opportunity to see TNA.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how those tapings go. And we already know some of the stuff we're getting next week. We're getting the debut of Lei Ying Lee. We're getting a #1 contenders match between Kaz and Hendry. And
we know we're getting Heather Reckless versus Zaya Brookside.
Yes, that too. Yeah, so we're getting some nice mix of stuff, and a lot of it has to do with the road to Bound for Glory. So better get that crown.
Be good.
Get that crown shined up for Kaz next week.
Oh, boo!
No, and everyone knows I love Hendry. I just, you know, I just really appreciate the run that Kaz is on right now. He's killing it. He really is. It's just awesome to see. So, all right. Any final thoughts before we jet out of here?
No, this hey, Texas Death Match, 6-man tag. Lot going on tonight, loaded show, a lot of storyline progression. So yeah, there we go. And we got the champ in action next week with a mystery partner. So
yes,
another thing to tune in for. And let's not forget, tune in Tuesday, because who knows what's going to happen on NXT featuring members of TNA. And if that happens, TNI will be right here to tell you about it. So be on the lookout.
There you go. All right. So on that note, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Loaded week with all the stuff NXT, TNA related. We had that on Tuesday. We had tonight's show. We also had Team TNI UK right in the middle there on the Wednesday. Make sure you tune in next week. They are having their 200th episode special. You might even see some of us pop in there. So good night, Daniel Spencer. Take care. Thanks for coming. And thank you, David Penzer, as always. And thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped. Check out the info in the description. You go use code TNI for 20% off and free shipping. Can't beat that. Best deal in town there. And check out the rest of the links in the description of the video. And on your way out, you folks know what to do. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Good night, all. Take care.